Are you triggered by your competition? Let's get into it. I talk about this a lot with my clients. I do a lot of coaching on this because, listen, it is emotional when you see someone who does what you do, just on a primal level in your brain. That will always feel scary. Your initial reaction will always be, ooh, danger. That person's in the same space as me. It's dangerous. Okay. I don't know that we're ever going to get rid of that initial like feeling in our stomach or tightness in our chest. But how you respond after that, how you notice your reaction and decide what you're going to do or what you're going to think is where you have your power. Okay? It's the difference between spiraling out for 3 days and spiraling out for 3 minutes. Okay? So, I'm just going to give you a couple tips that I use to manage my mind around competition. The very first thing is to just decide, are they even your competition? Do they do exactly the same thing that you do? Probably not. Probably not exactly the same, right? God made you and God made them, and there's a different spin on your work than their work. There is a different flavor. There is a different way that you deliver it. And so the first thing you can do is just believe that you're not exactly the same. And you can bless that person. You can pray for success for that person, knowing that there are people that are right. I'm just going to use her and just assume your competition in this case is a woman, but like there are people that are right for her and people who are right for you. And we want her clients to go to her and your clients to come to you. If God has called both of you to business, there is space for both of you. And you do it differently, I promise. Even if, I'll just use an MLM as an example, even if you're selling the exact same products through an MLM, the way that you do it, the way that you talk about it, the way that you use them will be different. And you will just attract different people. And so one way is to just not even think about them as competition. We can think about linking our arms up together and, hey, we're Catholic women and we are called to business and we are here for it. We're doing it and God is with us and He is going to bring the clients. The second thing that you can do is not follow them anywhere. Don't follow them. Don't look at their opt-ins. Don't look at their programs. Do not pay attention to what they're doing. I don't follow anyone that I would necessarily consider my direct competition or being in the same space because I just want my ideas to be my own. I'm not mad at them. I'm not upset at them. But I just want my thoughts to come from me and I want to put those out on social media and I don't want anyone else's voice in my head. I don't mind listening to like an Amy Porterfield or a Layla Hormozy, like these big names. Right? Because I listen to those to get ideas and to think about business, to work on my own business. But I'm always putting my own spin on ideas for Catholic moms, right? That's the work that I do. And there are other Catholic mom business coaches. There are consultants, there are social media strategists. There are so many women who serve this particular market who will help Catholic moms build their business in some capacity. And I just think that's great. There's no upside to thinking anything else. As soon as we think, oh no, there's too many of us, it's saturated, hers is better than mine, hers is worse than mine, why does anyone work with her, right? All of those thoughts that we have around our competition, based on using the model, that's one of the tools I teach, we know that those thoughts are going to lead to a yucky feeling, anger, shame, guilt, some sort of like judgment, comparison, hopelessness, unworthiness, and then how you show up from one of those feelings is not going to be great, my friend. It's not going to be great. And so I want you to catch yourself feeling this way. And I want you just to accept that you feel this way. Of course I feel this way. Of course seeing someone's stuff is going to be triggering to me and my brain is going to think that that's dangerous. And I want you to feel whatever feeling comes up. Is it anger? Is it shame? Is it embarrassment? Is it hopelessness? Your power is in your ability to feel your feelings, but still control your reaction. And when you resist your feelings, they get bigger and uglier. And so whatever that feeling is that comes up for you, just take a moment and feel it. Like I said, I don't follow my competition. I don't look at their stuff. And so when something is in front of me, like sometimes I'm in a Facebook group and I'll be tagged in something, or sometimes I'll see somebody's ad. I don't think you can unfollow people's ads all the way. Then I have feelings. My brain is scared like all the brains and has a stress response. And I just feel it. I just allow myself to feel it and let it pass. And then I just have a series of thoughts like, I'm happy for her. I'm doing my own thing. God has clients for me. We're so different. I'm glad that she does it this way. And so you just get to think all of those thoughts about anyone who's playing in the same space as you. What I hope for you is that you can notice it enough, feel your feelings, and then come back to the Lord and move on. Instead of spiraling for 3 days. Because listen, it is so easy to be triggered by someone in your space, a competitor, and then to just go down the deep, dark hole of I'm not good enough. This will never work. I'm never going to get this business off the ground. Maybe you have a freeze response and now we're not even working on the business. Maybe we go pick a fight with our husband because we don't want to feel the shame of looking at the competitor's stuff. It's crazy what we do when we feel unsafe. And so you can just love your brain for trying to protect you. Hey, brain, thank you. Love you. Another person doing business in the same industry, the same target market is not dangerous. I was coaching a mom who has a local business, and there were several people who did, in a kind of a smaller town, the same service that she did locally. And so we just talked through it. I said, how are you different? What's your plan? How are you going to reach your target market? And what would you do if it was true? And it was oversaturated and there were too many of you doing this service. Right? We can solve for that. I don't think that's usually true. I think there's usually plenty of clients for everyone. But if your brain keeps bringing that up, solve for it. Okay, brain, if that was true, what would we do? Do we think God would call us to a business that's saturated and then not have clients? Maybe it's your work is growing and being detached from the outcome and walking on the water and trusting and surrendering Him. Pretty rare though that that's the answer. Usually it's that there's plenty of clients for all of us and He's going to bring the ones that are perfect for you to you at the right time. And so we don't need to add judging our own experience and beating ourselves up on top of the stress response, the initial experience. So we're going to see somebody's work. We're going to feel terrible. We're going to feel our feelings 90 seconds. And maybe you'll have to do it 2 or 3 times. And then you're just going to come back to the Lord. I love you. Lord, show me where my work is. What do I need to tell them? And that's how it lasts for 3 minutes instead of 3 days. So normalize this experience. I don't think there's any way to escape it. It's just really hardwired into brains that we would feel a sense of danger seeing someone in the same industry niche as we are. Feel your feelings and then come back to the Lord. And that's the answer. And I just want you to bookmark this episode because you're going to spiral. You're going to have moments where you freak out about your competition and just come back here and be like, yes, Sterling, that is exactly what I needed today. God has me. I feel confident in my calling and I have everything I need today. I'm doing just fine. We don't even know about the future anyway. We're just making that story up. And I coach on this a lot. And the women, after I coach on them and I tell them these things, I can just see the relief. I can just see they let go and they're like, yeah, you're totally right. I trust God. And so let that be our cycle, right? Let us just shorten how long it lasts. It's going to happen. but let us shorten how long it lasts so that we come back to the Lord, we come back to peace, and then we get to work from that place. Because there are people who need you. They need your brilliance and your work, and they have problems, and you can solve them. So they need you to not be self-focused. They need you to get out there and make some offers. All right? I'm praying for you. Get to work and have a blessed day.